Hi, my name is Amy and thank you very much for watching. So we are doing several things this time. Um, well, first of all, my name is Amy. I am the founder and the creator of Banned Books Art. You can find me mostly on Twitter on Banned Books Art. This is me, basically my whole personality at this point. But today is the gallery opening for my newest art gallery that I open up once per month. And I am setting up. I started this first. We're going to start my space at 10 p.m. And I'm going to start, this is mostly supposed to be in Discord. I have a Banned Books Art Discord. You can find Linktree Banned Books Art, and this is all of my stuff. So you should be able to get to everything except for Twitch because I forgot about it. But I am definitely going to be doing that soon. So I'm going to my Discord server and I am going to start the event here in the lounge with the restream. So and then I'm going to go to QuickTime Player and record my big monitor. And yeah, just so that this one has it too. My name is Amy. This is for bannedbooks.art. We have a virtual reality gallery. Hello. Hey Brett.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hey. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. I'm setting everything up because I'm good like that. I'm gonna start my space now. I'm gonna skip inviting people. I'm also gonna tell people that if they want to talk, they should probably go onto Discord. So, how are you, Brett? You've been in spaces a lot today.
I've been hopping around, yeah. I'm chilling. I was in Caden's space, now I'm in Domi's space. Now I'm gonna go into your space. And then tomorrow I've lined up 4 new episode filming segments for the NFT pop-up studio. So I got an interview with Domi's, I got an interview with Speaker Jill, I got an interview with Sleepyhead Crimson Minted, and then potentially one with Goof as well. So lined up a busy day for tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds really busy. How is your construction digging holes job going?
The good news is that the guy who owns that company / my roommate has flown to the other side of Canada for a wedding, so I don't have to think about digging holes until Wednesday.
Good. That gives you enough time to do other things that are art related in the meantime.
Yeah, I know. I got a whole other episode. Actually, the episode that I put out, episode 7, is of that guy, Garrett, the milkman. So I sent that to him so he can show his friends how cool his roommate is when he's at this wedding. And then I'm hoping to get at least another episode or maybe even 2 more edited before he's back. Because it's so exhausting when you're working, because then you get home and I think I've got the energy to sit in Twitter spaces, but to actually try and edit stuff, it's like, so exhausting. So definitely been enjoying the bit of recovery here. Man, I'm such a baby too. It's like literally not that much work. I just complain about it. It's like not that bad. It's kind of bad, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, so just so you know, I have the Twitter spaces open, so hopefully Chris can hear you. Brett is on Discord, hopefully you can hear him.
I could.
Okay. Hopefully we don't get feedback. I was gonna do something. Oh yeah, so we have my space. So yeah, we can wait a few minutes to see if other people are gonna join. Thank you so much for coming, Chris. I really appreciate it.
No, of course. Like I said, like I'm just fucking. I just miss it every other time because I'm just not paying attention. But try to be here when I can be.
Yeah. Well, this time, like, I figured out OBS today, so in the future it'll be on YouTube. Well, YouTube actually keeps the live stream recording, which is nice. Twitch does not. So I just
you restream. Yeah. You need to try using Restream.
I am literally using Restream.
It's so fire, and you can keep the recordings from it too if you buy this subscription.
I'm definitely not doing that.
Cheapo.
But
is it better to be on Discord?
Well, if you're on Discord, you can see the walkthrough because this is going to be very visual because we're actually walking through my virtual reality gallery. So,
You already have a room going in there? Because I'll just hop in there.
Yes, we're in the lounge, me and Brett. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm probably just going to keep my microphone on here and there, so I'm sorry about any feedback you hear in spaces. It's just that Discord is a little bit of a jerk. Like, literally a jerk.
I don't even know if I got into your Discord yet. Remember I had that issue with my phone? I think I actually got that sorted out.
Yeah, you're not the only person, though, that's happened to, where they're like, I can't verify my phone number.
Mine has been like that because I think I have a different account attached to my phone number on Discord. So, like, it's like, no, you already have an account. Blah, blah, blah. Just bullshit, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I have another account. I don't know of another account anyways.
Yeah.
But let me try and find it. What's the Discord name? Because I'm in there. Oh, never mind. Hold on.
Yeah. It's on. Yeah, if you go into my profile and click on the link tree, there's a permanent invite to the Discord there.
Yeah, I can watch. Oh yeah, I tried to watch the stream. You must identify your phone. Why don't you just go click on my name and then give me the role?
How do I do this?
Here, let me go to. I'll show you. Let me go to Amy Band Books, or here's the Band Books community. I'm sorry, I've got so many. Band Books Art Community. Okay, so
I only have
which
2
is
roles.
Weird because I can see everything in here. Let me do something. Okay, don't worry about it. I figured it out.
Sweet. Okay.
Okay, I figured it out.
Sweet. Okay.
Now we're just gonna have a bunch of echoes.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Now we're just gonna have a bunch of echoes.
Would you mind muting yourself, Brett?
I don't know, this is pretty funny.
Mute yourself, Brett.
Brett, I do not know how to... Yeah, thank you. So now we're just using all the technology. So I'm recording it on QuickTime Player. I am using Restream to put it onto Twitch and YouTube. I have Twitter Spaces open. And we're using Discord.
It charges you to do more than 2 at a time now.
Yeah, so we're just going to go forward with this. I just want to... Can anyone... Okay, if you're in Discord, can you see my screen?
Yeah, everybody should be able to. I'm not going to be able to, though.
Okay.
But
that's fine.
Like it shows me that you're live, but I can't join the voice channel because of my phone verification BS.
Okay. Well, if you can't do that, then I have a YouTube channel that you can view the live. It's fine. It's fine.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
So the screen that we're looking at now is just my home page. What is this doing? Okay. So if you're logged in, it'll give you like the dashboard. option. You can just go in, you can enter the gallery. There's a scavenger hunt form, which, fun fact, if you fill it out, you can get free stickers from Levitated Arts.
Found your YouTube channel. Sorry.
It's okay. But I really encourage you, everyone that's looking at it, that when we go through the walkthrough, that, you know, let's make comments and stuff about the art pieces that we're seeing. I will try to describe what's happening. Hi, Seth. And Sayonara Punk, I believe that you're Curtis, but so thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. So the first thing that we see here is just people have told me that they want to have an introduction to what the galleries are and what the themes are. So this is the Scarlet Letter Gallery. It's about dynamic woman in the moral wilderness and dealing with stigmas. And then for those that don't know, or if when you want to do this by yourself, if you're on mobile, there are this block here, so you can click on one of them and it changes, like you can use that for navigation. But if not, you can use the arrow keys and then AWSD to go forward, backwards, left, and right. Just so you all know. But yeah, I'm just keeping track of who all is in the audience now, because there are 113 art pieces, so I don't know if you all want me to go into depth in every single one of them. Probably not. But this is the moral wilderness section, and we'll start by going over here, and so if you look at this from above, this structure forms an A. And the women's section, they're caged, and on the outside they have the letter A's. So from certain angles, they look like they're trapped in their letter A's. So this is you know, I probably shouldn't start this out with something that's in a foreign language I can't pronounce, but I think it's Rigaby by Nike. And this is just like a photograph of women at a festival. And like OArt's probably going to make fun of my pronunciation of that. It's Regby. So anyway, this is Petey Mcfly's art piece. They all have different names. I think this is Stacy. And none of his art pieces, they don't have faces, because his NFT is about mental health. And then this is the first piece by Curtis that is in my gallery. Curtis, did you have any luck auctioning off your stuff today?
The 101 is still on auction right now. I have sold 3 or 4 out of the collection so far, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, the auction's going to run all night, and it'll end just before noon tomorrow, I think. So hoping we catch a bid on that one. Yeah.
That's really cool. I think people should take notes from you. Like, this is how we participate in art galleries. This is how we promote each other.
I tried.
Yeah. But I thought this would be really cool to have it kind of up so that when you are looking from underneath, you can see the details up close like that. But this is from Zeller. She is painting the Virtruvian Woman. And we'll go over here a little bit because Seth is in the room and we have a few pieces from him. And so this is from Ian and AI. And this is the Joanna Van Gogh, Van Gogh's sister-in-law who made him famous. She actually put his artwork in the world. So it's an AI art. And my cat is like, it's treat time, but we have another hour. I'm like talking to my cat. We have another hour until it's treat time. Just saying. But this one is Tell Me How to Love When I'm Alone. And it's a collection from Seth Quinn. And it's an AI art that is in like the Art Nouveau style. And then we have the lovely Danielle De Cayo. She has like abstract type art. I'm gonna like start calling on people that are in here to talk about their art, or the art. But yeah, this is another example from Seth Quinn. And then this is from OArt. This is called Ecstasy 2, and I'm pretty sure he drew this by hand and then took a picture of it. So I was going to go over to the other piece because that is also from Curtis, but I'm pretty sure this is also a Curtis. Yeah, this is also from Curtis. Is this a one-on-one, or is this...
This one's the best-selling one so far. There's only one left of these. It was a 3 of 3, and 2 are sold already. So there is one of these left.
It is absolutely, like... Yeah. I
love this one because she looks so sad.
Yeah, she looks sad. She, like, it's not a book, but it could be, like, parchment, but then it's just a bunch of roses, and I am really jealous. Like, I could not get my AI to give me a letter A, and it not look stupid. So...
Well, I'm going to say that these aren't raw.
See, most AI artists don't just do raw. Unfortunately, I do not have the skills, so we get what we get.
Yeah, if you don't clean it up, her eyes are going to be looking the wrong way. Actually, on all of these with the faces, except for the portraits, I actually put all these faces in. They weren't in the raw output, so I generated a lot of different backgrounds and things like that, and then put in the text, put in the different faces, and kind of got the composition that I was looking for.
Yeah, and that's why it's such a powerful piece, is because you use the AI as like the basis, and then, but yeah, that was a really good output. I think we wound up breaking the only 4 in one show rule for you. But what can I say? These are really good outputs. So then we'll skip over to this one, which is also from you. So
Hey, Amy.
Yes.
Hey, Amy. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you, Doge?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I'm looking at the Twitch right now. So this is your metaverse, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. It's looking pretty good.
Thank you.
I like the big giant head in the background, the blue head, and then the sky. You change. It looks like you changed the sky. It looks different than the last time, like when I visited. Did you update it, or is it? I don't know. Why is it? Because it looks. Maybe I was in a different area.
You may have been in a different area, but here, we can skip over to that. So basically, this is the stigma section, the masks, and then you're inside of your head, and art is flying around. So like thoughts are flying around in your head, and then these are quotes from one of the AI artathons that we had, where we were talking about stigmas and like how it made people feel. So yes, it does have a seam, but I'm not angry at it. But if you look down here, you can see like there's a man that is, you know, orchestrating the whole world. So, and I kind of like it where, sorry to like give people, not let people actually look at the things, the animations here. This is all from the AI generated from the AI Artathon, so that I didn't have to label anything because they're floating around, so it would have been difficult. But the floor is actually not opaque, and when you are traveling, of course, yeah, so you can see the man underneath in the back, like underneath the ground, no matter where you are in the world. So that's a little bit of my art, I guess. I made the entire metaverse, so I really just liked that little detail in it. But yes, thank you, Doge. Yeah, I made you co-host, Chris, because I am absolutely not paying attention to the Twitter spaces right now. I am walking around my metaverse. So this is...
I know.
Yeah.
I can try to manage it. I was sitting there watching the video with you guys too, so I wasn't paying attention to the phone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like super, like, worse than usual not paying attention during spaces. So this is just because Discord can be a jerk. So we're gonna, and most of my audience is on Twitter, so we may as well have a hybrid thing going on. So yeah, so this is Cindy's Weebles. She does her psychedelic 1970s inspired cool stuff. And next to it, you'll see a few of these. But during the AI Artathon, Chon Li was in the room, and I was explaining what the theme was, and I was like, things, the moral wilderness, you know, things that the church wouldn't approve of. So these are all just like the Pope riding a Vespa with a leopard and a bunch of people. Yeah, so it just wound up being a really funny output. So there's that. This is the Brett Joliffe addition to this. We're doing the Sasquatch. Sorry, I always say Sasquatch, but it's Bigfoot shreds. But Brett, would you like to talk a little bit about your project?
This project here, this is the Scarlet Bigfoot, and this is one of 3 Scarlet Bigfoots in the gallery. It was a AI generated piece specifically made for the Scarlet Letter Gallery, but simultaneously works as a promotional piece just to get the word out on Bigfoot Shreds, which is a feature film, indie musical comedy that I'm attempting to produce right now. So basically, you know, it's a dynamic piece in that it does promotional work for both your project and mine, which is really like a bit of an art school hat trick, if you will. So thank you for giving me a chance to speak on that, and yeah, I'll pass the mic back to you.
Thank you, Brett. Yes, it's been wonderful to collab with him. He was like, hey, do you want to be the official collaborator? And I started doing it, and then I was like, are you going to pay me? And he was like, maybe. And I was like, good enough. So
I said absolutely not.
Yeah.
I was like, not a chance in hell that you're getting paid for this. But then what I did was help sell the actual NFTs. So it wasn't me paying you, but I hope, play a role in helping you get paid. But there's a big difference there.
Yes, I did get paid. We sold 11 of them. And I'm not even sure how Brett even wound up telling people about it, because the only time I ever heard it, he was like, yes, and we have these Bigfoots, and we're making money. That is the utility. We would like to get Amy paid. And that was the only pitch I ever heard about it. So
yeah, I mean, the big utility here is just trying to show that I'm an amazing collaborator and I'm a lot of fun to work with, and if we do collections together, I will make sure that my co-collaborator is the one who gets all the glory. So, it was a bit of it was self-promotion masked as helping you out, I guess. But that was also masked with you helping me out. So it was like Inception. It was a lot of layers of as who was helping who.
Yeah. So this piece is by James Walker, and he came to the first two of these spaces today, and this is also one of like my favorite pieces in the collection. I'm sorry, but we all have favorites in here. So this is from Camera Devine, and yeah, she's an amazing photographer, and if you ever are in a space with her, she has all these wonderful poems that she likes to read. Oh, sorry for making that not. And then I thought of Deke. I specifically asked him for his work because he's funny. He's great. If you ever are in a space with him, I recommend it. So I believe this is also a Curtis piece. Hey. I like this one too. This one is like storybook. Like it feels like a fairy tale.
That's the 101.
Okay. Well, someone should buy it. What can I say?
The starting 3D Tez, and like I was saying before, it's going to run till about noon tomorrow, the auction, so check it out, and if you guys like it, pop a bid in there. You might be able to just swoop it at the floor of 30. I think that's entirely possible. And then I also tiered all the pricing too, so there's some other pieces that aren't in the gallery that are multi-editions, and the lowest starts at only 3.75 Tez. So there's basically 3.75, 7.5, 15, and then the 101 is at 30. So I tried to make sure that there was an affordable price point for every size bag.
Yeah. See, if you ever come to the Levitated Arts spaces, that's pretty much the conclusion we've come in. Like, you need to tier your work so that like you're not devaluing your work, but you can allow people to become fans at any price point. So I approve this message.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So this piece here is by Moses Boniface, and it's, sorry, I forget the exact name, but it's like Blinded by the Superficial 3. So this is a wonderful, wonderful piece. I'm doing my best to go through the majority of the gallery, but without also it taking like 2 hours to get through everything. There's a balance to all of this. And then this is Tina's piece, the only video I have this time. So, and if you look at this for a little bit, it took me a long time, but you can see that there's figures on her back that are like, it's hard to, like, they transform as the stream goes through her piece. I'm probably not describing this correctly, but it is very soothing to look at. What do you think, Brett? I'm definitely picking on him, but he's probably not paying attention. And then this is Pony, and she does body work, body photos and stuff. So, yeah. And then we have the Vigilante. There's a couple that you've seen in the background, but she does, well, she's the Vigilante. She does art that advocates for women's health. So, and
from Twitch.
I know, but it's there, but it's not attached to anything, and it's art, so I would fight that. This is the Cosmic, I always want to call it Cosmic Critters, but it's the Cosmic Conquest NFTs. And the way that this NFT works is that they are in pairs. So if you get the left one and the right one, you get airdropped like a banner that has them both connected. So there's that. A lot of these up here, because they're too high up to see all of the details. They're the AI art that was made during the AI Artathon, and in January, early next year, we're going to be making them into NFTs, and when they're sold, the profits will be going to Medical Students for Choice, because they were made this month. So these are landscapes that were made by Vijay. I think his Twitter handle is actually just VJ, but he does like abstractionist landscapes.
Hey Amy, are you going to add a jump feature in your metaverse?
No. Wow.
No.
You're just going to have to hold down the arrow key. So in January, when we do the theme redux, I am going to just have like smaller galleries, and it'll start with you being in like a hallway, kind of like the Nightmare Before Christmas, when you could like how we chose like the different seasons. So you can choose like the one theme, and it'll just be very thin, like smaller themed rooms that are tightly themed. So it's not like this where like we're literally going around the entire world. But that is a good idea. That I should probably do like a quadrant, like every quadrant has a like jump to this section. So if you know where you want to go, you can just kind of go there. But this is Leah's, Leo Barkis. She has her Open Castle NFT. And then I Spy with My Little Eye. Another Curtis one. Thank you for having a distinctive style. That is you, right? No, that is not you. Sorry.
No, that is not me. I think mine are done.
That is some of Prime's. Sorry, but he had the same idea as you, and you all kind of go together in the same thing. And now I wish I could take that back, but and this is Amore. So a podcaster heard about me, for my first gallery, and his grandmother was an artist, and he just wanted for people to see her artwork. So every month we put another one of her pieces in my gallery. And my cat is going to sit on my laptop. Don't mind me. My cat is like the floor is lava, except she has to be on every single key. This is my entry to the gallery because one day I was in Midjourney and this person kept doing explicit art and is against Midjourney, and I just got sick of looking at it. Like, it wouldn't have been a big deal if he did it once, but he just did it for like an hour, and I got really tired of looking at women's vaginas. So but finally he output this one, and I was like, well, this one looks like art. So then I stopped trying to get him booted from the server, and I just went to bed. So basically the lesson here is tolerance, and but yeah, I was like, so a woman in a vagina, this is definitely and yeah, I'm pretty sure they eventually banned that word from Midjourney because it definitely had some obscene output. And then here is, so Seth, you put these in my Discord, and so they wound up in my gallery because when you share images with me, that's what happens. So we are calling this one the Wilderness, and it kind of looks like an eye. You're not a listener. Oh, sorry, you're. Oh, Chris got booted. I did not even know. That's how much I'm paying attention. But Seth, if you want to come up here, you did have a few pieces of work here. These are all, I'm pretty sure you used Night Cafe. Hey, Seth.
Yes, I did use Night Cafe for this one, and yes, it is it's called In My Mind's Eye version 3.
Yeah. So I wound up using a couple of these. I was like, I'm not sure if you meant for me to use these or if you were just sharing them.
I was just sharing.
Yeah. Well, it wound up in my gallery. I could have reached out to you, but I didn't. So
I have no problem sharing my work with you, Amy.
Yeah. So yeah, this is also from the AI Artathon, but this is actually my style. If I had a style for AI art, it would be like this watercolor drippy ink stuff. So there's that. And then I can't believe it, we almost made it through this entire gallery, so thank you all for sticking through it. So just so you know, what's up with the weird clowns? Well, I was a part of a collaboration this month with Kevin Page, and some of these pieces haven't sold yet, so I thought that I would put some of the ones that fit the theme in the gallery. So this is one that is a part of the collaboration that I'm also a part of. So Kevin Page gave me permission to use any artwork that I wanted in my gallery. So sorry for the creepy clowns, because clowns are creepy by definition. And this is another Brett Joliffe Bigfoot. AI inspired or created. And then we got some Jimi Hendrix. I feel like I went through this entire gallery and I know that I put Levitated Arts in here. Give me a moment, because we're in the wilderness, and
I'm like staying muted because I'm listening to it on YouTube too, and there's like a crazy
yeah,
you guys would be getting crazy feedback, but it's not a big deal. I'm not stressing it.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the Levitated Arts. I will mute, and then you can talk about it if you would like.
I mean, what is in there? Oh, it's the piece that you own. No, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to go on to a big show tangent, so. It's the piece that you own. I mean, it's just.
That is an amazing amount of feedback. That's what happens when you're on everything at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I won't go on to a big show tangent or anything like that. Appreciate it, though. It's a 1-of-1 V2 collection. There you go. That's all I'm saying.
I love it, which is why I bought it. So, yeah, so this is called Toxic Masculinity, and way back there, we don't need to go all the way back there, but it's one of my favorite pieces of AI art from that collection, from the Art by Artist by Kevin Page. And then we can go through yeah, so this is also a camera Devine piece, and this is by Alana Wilcox, and this is actually a quilt that the light purple here is the back of the quilt, and so she just wanted to be able to show both. Hey Chris, would you mind muting yourself?
My apologies.
Thank you. So yeah, it has like the crushed velvet, so it's like worn down in the back, and it's just this is a physical piece that she has figured out how to photograph it. Enunciation is a thing, but yeah, I have it recorded on Headliner, but you should hear her talking about her own piece, because it like bulges, and she like it's a 3D piece captured in a 2D way. And then we have Peony Mcfly, and this is probably the weirdest way to talk about all this, but this is a Tonely. She was like, my eyes are up here, and I was like, that needs to be a part of my gallery. And we already went through Curtis's most popular one. This is from Jen Strout. She pretty sure she used Dolly, but she's a good friend of mine. This is also from the Vigilante, and it's about like erasing our past. And we'll just go back to the stigma stuff and call it a night. Did anybody have any questions? Did I miss anybody's? Hi, Sandy. Hi, Art. If you want to request to speak, Art, we can go back to your piece and you can talk about it.
So do you have any favorites out of these?
I mean, so are you talking about, do I have any favorite AI pieces that I've made out of this? Or are you asking, do I have any favorite pieces myself, like from other artists?
Well, like out of these pieces, like which ones do you really like the most? I don't know. Maybe you don't have to say, right? I'm just, if you want to share, I think that'd be interesting, because you've seen so much art.
Yeah, well, okay, so I like a lot of these in their own way. So, like, I'm very partial to, like, the Art Nouveau style of art. But, like, I was saying that, like, the James photograph that you can kind of see, and I'm gonna bust through fourth walls, I'm sorry, y'all. But, like, this piece here, like, really fit the theme, and the, like, like, it really just fit, like, the background and everything. I wound up, like, I really love, like, this photo from Camera Devine, and oh man, you put me on the spot. Like, there's I really like pieces that
everyone has their preferences. I don't think there's an issue in saying, like, I like this piece, you know.
Yeah, like this one by Tina was one of my favorites because, like, it was just really relaxing to look at. I really like pieces that okay, so busy isn't the word that we use in the art world, but I do like busy pieces where, like, you look at it once and then the next time you look at it, you're like, oh, well, I didn't see that, or like, this now has a deeper meaning, or when you hear someone's story behind, like, why it happened, that's, you know. Or I also like, and this is going to sound dumb, but do you see the this piece up here on top of the spike? So we actually made that during the AI Artathon, and Zeller really likes Frida Kahlo, and someone said, can you do her holding a picture of George Clooney? And it came out, and it looks like she's holding up a picture of a beehead, but, like, it's so funny, and I have that memory of us in the room together. And, like, to me, because I know the backstory of it, like, I just, like, I have a special emotional connection to that piece of AI art, which is why I like doing that AI art space twice a month, because now I have, like, the connection and the context with the AI art. It's become an experience for me.
Okay, yeah, I just saw that, and you know, some of the stuff that AI comes up with, you know, it's really you never think of it yourself.
Yeah, I was like, this is not Frida Kahlo or George Clooney, but it is hilarious. So it winds up, you know, being a masterpiece. And then, like, I don't know, I really like the steampunks of the world, you know. I just, like, when I'm doing AI art myself, I tend towards, like, the cute or the gothic. There's no in between. It's either, like, very grotesque and gothic or, like, very cute. But, you know, I appreciate everyone that has given their art to me, allowing me to showcase them. 'Cause you do have to be careful with your brand. Like, you don't want to associate with the wrong type of people. So I definitely, like, I'm not sure if I'm explaining that correctly, but I do really, really appreciate anyone that will allow me to showcase their art. And I am cognizant of, like, the responsibility to showcase your art in a way that, like, first of all, like, you can see it. Second of all, like, it's shown well, that it's in it the place that it needs to be, and that I can promote you in the way that I feel like your art should be promoted. But if we're talking about AI art, like, this is definitely, like, my style, like, the like, kind of abstract watercolor dripping ink. I think it's not easy to get an amazing output from that, and it doesn't look like the rest of Midjourney output. And I don't know, it just feels like my style. Like, there's a difference between me using Midjourney and the AI Artathon, and I'm doing any style, because that's what we're doing as a crowd. And it's like, if you're doing an entire like art show, it should have different styles present. But, like, when I have time by myself to, like, think through the prompts, it's usually, like, I really do like the, like, abstract watercolor drippy ink deal. Did you have a favorite piece, Doge, in there?
I don't know if I had a favorite, but I definitely, that one, like with the woman inside the vagina was like, that really stood out to me. Like, I'm not going to forget that one. I don't know if I'm going to say that's my favorite piece of art, but like that one is like, that's like something like AI is like insane, right? Like, like how is it even like contemplate these things and generate that? You know, it's wild.
I was like, I've had it on my computer for months, and I was like, you had better not forget to put that in your stupid show, because why else do you have a vagina on your computer? So, yeah. I kept coming across it, and I was like, why is this here? You don't need this on your computer. And it's like, yes, it needs to go here. This is where it belongs. Chris, did you have a favorite piece?
From what? From tonight?
Yes.
Honestly, that I don't remember the name of it, but there was one. It was like in the. Hold on a second. Let me scroll back real quick on the stream. Where is it? This one right here. I'm gonna mute for a second.
So you could probably just describe it at this point.
I'm getting there. 1 sec.
I still like the fact that you can see that man beneath the floor.
That is pretty sick. But no, it was Tina's piece, the video one. That was my favorite this time, honestly.
It was very relaxing, honestly, to look at. And
Exactly.
yeah, and I'm not sure why it took me so long. It was like, I was on the phone with her this morning, and she described it, and then we came back to it, and I was like, wait a minute, there's figures there. And so, yeah, I have no idea why it took me so long. I probably realized it before that. It just, I don't know, escaped my notice. But yeah, this one's,
I just like,
yeah.
yeah, I just like the flow of it. Honestly, the flow, and then like the style of like the sun up at the top, and then like you can almost see like a female figure on the right? Like, I don't know. That's why.
Yeah, like the female figure kneeling down is very obvious, but then like the figures that are in the stream, like they like, how do you even describe it? They come into, they form a shape, and then they transform into like something like ephemeral. So yeah, it's a very good piece, and just is really, really relaxing. Like, there's no way else to describe it, but it's like looking at a fish tank, relaxing. Curtis, besides your own pieces, do you have a favorite?
Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I have a hard time with favorite. I'm partial to the photographs as well. I think those are really cool.
Yeah, I usually, for the last 3 ones, I've been using Unsplash photographs to like fill in stuff, but I didn't even have to this time. So I'm really happy that we had so many photographs this time. We're going to just keep going through all of the speakers. Oh, hi Brendan, and Art and Crypto. Seth, did you have a favorite this time?
I honestly like the one that is moving. That one is so awesome and resonates with me. Plus, I also like the ones that you have created as well. And I also did kind of think the one with the woman hidden within the vagina was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was even before we had this theme figured out, but I saved it and I was like, I was so angry at that person, and then that became an output. I was like, fine, that's art. Like, this one in particular is art.
To be honest, I kind of think it's like it's cute, but offensive, like South Park cute. Offensive. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those where I was like, it's provocative, I guess. But since I'm doing these banned books galleries, at some point this is going to fit a theme. So, yeah, I'm glad we were finally able to put that to rest, and I can delete that from the rest of my computer. So, so
yeah, that piece, it's like it's a mutation of like what birth actually is, and like it's like a creepy distortion of it, like a full grown woman with like big boobs, right? Like being born out of a vagina, right? And it's like, but in the dark AI style, right? So it's just it's like that in especially that in contrast with like all the other kind of like more like, I don't know, like less provocative or like just like more neutral, like it makes for a big contrast, and like it's dark. It has a very dark. It gives me a very dark feeling when I saw that.
So I'm inviting my boss for my night job up to the stage, and I'm immediately going to ask him what his favorite piece was. Just put him on the spot. So, hi Aaron, how are you?
I'm good. I didn't hear all of the intro. Something about my boss, which is tangentially correct. Hi everybody.
So, yeah, because we've been doing the live stream and everyone's been looking at the art, and we just finished the tour. Nice. So I was going to be like, Aaron, what is your favorite piece, without you even seeing even a single piece?
My favorite piece is the one with all the blue,
Mm-hmm.
the one that has the the swirls, and then gives me an effervescent feeling of sky.
Okay, so you were actually eerily close to Tina's thing, which is, it's gotten, you all know, like the Tina with the kneeling woman that's the only video in my entire show. Everyone's approved of it. So, and the other one was
I'll get to go through the show on my laptop, which I will do. I thought it was at 10 o'clock, but I realized that it's at 10 o'clock your time.
Yes.
So, yeah, I look up and I'm like, "Ooh, it's 6 minutes till." No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not 6 minutes till. 54 minutes after. No.
Yeah. And then we were also talking about everyone's other favorite piece was actually the one that I submitted privately, which is actually a woman coming out of a vagina. So, and it was someone on Midjourney was breaking the rules, and I was getting really angry at them. But then this piece came out, and I was like, fine, this is art. And so we submitted this. So there's that. But for those that don't know, and I'm not sure if I'm even signed up, but if you go to text to image.io, Aaron just launched today an AI art tool. So
yep. Currently it's free too, so just go use it. We've had 411 API hits so far today, which is pretty cool. We had like 360 total yesterday, which was, I mean, I used it a bit. we were testing it a lot yesterday. We haven't really touched it today, so that's just people actually using it. So it should hold up to y'all filing in. So have fun.
What is this called?
It is called text-to-image.io.
And this is yours?
Yeah, mine and Amy's and Nathan's and Jonathan's and several wonderful investors.
Do you have your own algorithms?
So this isn't our own algorithms. About 16 months ago, we decided to take a micromodels approach. We have our own algorithms with a bunch of NLP filtering stuff. We get to use those again for a voice-controlled product we're working on building. But the generation, like all the research in generation, leapfrogged anything we were doing. So we're using Stable Diffusion for the back end right now.
Cool stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, we made a decision super early on because I've been watching the space for a good while and have a technical background and all that. And we decided we were going to build all the infrastructure and wait for the research. I didn't think we were going to be this fast. I figured we'd be where we are now next year, but without the animation. Like the animation work that's coming out for the community is amazing. I can't wait till we get to play with it. But I felt very vindicated to do that because, man, this has just exploded.
also, Doge, please hold off until there's affiliate links. That way I can get credit for this. I am on...
I can go in. No, you can go in.
Okay.
I can go in, and if you make a list of the people that are in your spaces, I'm pretty sure I can go manually update things.
Taking screenshot right now. I claim all of you in my affiliation because I'm determined to get paid. I'm being paid with equity right now. So
it's true.
I would like to get paid if we are having revenue.
I am also getting paid with equity.
Yes.
So I have more equity, I guess, to be transparent. But that's just where we are. Yeah, so we'll do we get to do a really cool affiliate program. I should have the ability to update things manually, Amy. So just do that. I'll double check that tomorrow. It's on my list of things to do.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a partnership kind of sponsorship with the banned books art stuff. My goal is to put actual AI generation inside of the VR like walkthrough space, but we haven't worked on that yet. I want to do that. That'd be really cool.
Well, I mean, you all know that I really like to do the AI art stuff. So I was actually the very first art gallery that I did for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. When you're going into the witch's castle in the courtyard that has all of the statues, on the walls we have the early image generation from text to image. So they were a partner from the beginning, but then I stopped using their art because we kind of went fallow. But starting from next month, yeah.
I had a migraine for 90 days. That is over, but it was rough, and now we're back to it. So yeah, but the Lion is still probably my favorite art generation.
Yeah, so for all of you that don't know, the thing I used for promo, the lion that had a blue background and the lion itself was very yellow, that was text to image. Their first AI. I used the Ukrainian flag as like the seed image. So it was just one of those prompts that you're like, yes, 100% yes, this is it.
This works.
Yeah, so
that's my favorite generation that we've made. It was very topically like relevant, like early, like late February, I think is when it happened.
Yeah.
So
anyway, this is the Banned Books Art celebration right now. So I just wanted to let you all know that I am partnering with Text to Image because I'm an employee and I am not dedicating that much time to them anymore. So it's the least I can do to, shill their project while I'm in spaces and chill. And then Levitated Arts. He was in here earlier, but if you fill out, here, let's go to the bandbooks.art / dashboard. If you log in, you don't have to have a ticket to get to this page, but you do have to be logged in. But there's a scavenger hunt form, and it's just a Google form, and it has 3 questions, one of them of which is what is the title of your favorite art piece? So it's nothing too bad. And then you'll get a POAP for completing it, and you'll receive a sticker from Levitated Arts because we're cross-collaborating like that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like stickers a lot.
Yeah. So you should fill out the scavenger hunt.
Sure.
As penance for coming so late.
As penance for coming in so freaking late.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Story of my life. Time blindness, a couple of games of Civilization, or a couple of rounds. It's all she wrote.
Yeah, we should just be in the same time zone. I think that's how we're going to fix this whole you being late to everything. So.
Yeah, so you're moving. Great. But I'll be honest, if you move to my time zone, I'm going to move again. So it's fine. I like to travel around a good bit. We're in Missouri. We're off the Mississippi right now, which is nice. But we'll be back on one of the coasts soon. We being my partner and I. So.
Yeah.
Anyway. We pushed really hard yesterday to get everything ready. We had to fight. I don't know if any of y'all had to deal with back end stuff. We had to fight our DNS and our certification, like our SSL certifications, and just wait. It was Thursday night, and then just wait. It's really nice to have it done. Very glad to get to go to the weekend and have a little bit of chill time. So on the subject of Banned Books Art, I know you don't want to think about this right now, Amy. What's the next gala?
Oh no, this is a good topic. Let me find the promo poster. It's one of those things where I've been focusing so much on this, I didn't want to mention it too hard, but I'm definitely going to be DMing all of the artists that already worked with me the information. But let me put this on the top here. It is the Grimm's Fairy Tales, and the topic is stereotypes, character flaws, and the villain's endings. So if you don't know this about fairy tales, at least like the way they were originally told, like, for example, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, at the very end, they put the queen in metal shoes that were hot from the fire, and they made her dance to death. And for Cinderella, the stepsisters got their eyes gouged out by ravens, and like
that one I did know.
Yes,
I did know that one. Yes.
And then like the huntsman killing the wolf, Bluebeard dying, like a lot of the bad guys got their violent justice at the very end. So we usually think about like the hero's justice of like they were in an unfortunate situation and then something good happened, but this is like reverse karma uno. So it might be a little bit of a violent, I don't know how many we're gonna get for that theme, honestly, but yeah, that's why it got banned. Honestly,
just desserts. Yeah, people and there's a lot of allegories to it being the people in power getting got, right? And people in power are the ones that get to do the bannings, generally speaking. So Are you accepting animations and not just stills for that one?
Yes.
Just
It has to be an MP4 and no noise.
Sure. So it needs to be in video format.
Yeah, and if
what about a GIF? Would you be able to take a GIF?
So if it's a GIF, I will just convert it to the format that I can use.
Okay.
And then if it's too long, I'll just put like a 3-second clip in my gallery and then have it go to a spatial that can have the whole clip. So I can accommodate.
What about a 3D object? Because I know you're using A-frame.
Please give me a 3D object.
Okay.
We can do that.
Alright.
Yeah, because I make this from scratch.
I'll think on stuff.
Oh, also, just so you know, because you want to give me a 3D object, it's the metaverse that I'm thinking of is going to be a bubble castle in a sky.
Okay, so if I were to embed images that do an animation on a 3D object that when it spins, it does the reel, that would be good.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll try. Aaron,
I'm
you're
just
like,
keep
I
going
want...
until you're like, stop, no.
Aaron, please. Also, because I'm eternally, like, I have time for things, and then I'm amused, so I make time for things. Last month for Light in August, we were doing the that didn't age well topic, and I mentioned last week that I had wanted to approach people about rugged projects they had in their wallets and to show those in like the project cemetery, but I was like, I don't know how to do that because that's kind of a sensitive topic. But there was 2 people that are like huge in the space that were like, actually, that's amazing and hilarious, and we'll approach people. So for Halloween, the week leading up to Halloween, we'll have a rugged project cemetery, like a simple one that will have like a Halloween themed get together NFT land deal. So I told them they have to promote it and do all the work, and I will just make the metaverse. So I'm talking about it now, so I'm going to do it. Whether it has the rugged projects from them, and because I was going to do this, I could also do this as the theme redux that I'm doing in January anyway, but I would rather, because it like Halloween rugged radios, like undead, like it makes sense as a thing. So
how big are the individual like A-frame mini verses?
So this one
by like data.
Oh, I don't know. But not including the flooring, because the flooring I actually did, these are AI generated images and they're tiled on the floor. I did it manually. Not including those, I have 113 pieces of art in the gallery.
4 megabyte average?
I could get you that information after this.
Okay, I'm thinking about what are you going to do for the end of the year? What if you did all of your mini verses together so people could just walk in between them?
So what I'm going to do is basically have them on different pages, and then basically have portals.
That's a better idea.
Yeah.
that works better.
They're just going to be like very tightly themed rooms, basically, where like you can just jump from theme to theme, and it might be like, well, thank you all for staying for this, but starting in January next year, we're going to go from having 12 metaverses a year that are custom made to 4. We're going to do it. 1 month is a maze that is the AI generated work from the spaces that we've been doing. And then the next month we'll be doing the custom gallery. And then the final month before like we redo the cycle is going to be a student scholarship competition. And basically what it's going to be is I'll have a page of like different suggested themes, and the students will submit artwork and short stories, and we're going to mint those as NFTs, and artists can donate pieces of art for like their submissions. And so like if the NFT sells, the student gets a portion, and then a portion goes into the pool, and then everyone that has bought like a ticket to the Banned Books Art Gallery and also like owns the NFTs from the students, they can vote to which student they want to win the competition, or students, depending on how big the pool is. So that way we can get like younger people into NFTs, and also like make like an anthology that I don't have to make anything for, and then also like just get more artwork and more NFTs out in the world. That's a complicated project that I just put out in the world to explain. Did that make sense to you, Aaron?
Yep, scans. Are you going to put the voting on chain, or are you going to just do it as a trusted third party?
So we're going to check your wallet for your NFT, and then the voting weights and everything will be off chain, because that is going to get expensive if that's on chain.
Yeah, agreed. And also just being like a trusted third party is, I think, appropriate here. Right?
Yeah.
It keeps you from having to build a bunch of just annoying shit.
Yeah.
Like multi-sig stuff and all that. Cool. Yeah, that's neat. I like it. Do you have an idea for like age limit? Is this like high school kids, college? What do you geographically located? Is it anything like that?
I think that as long as you have a UPromise account, or if the person, like your guardian, has a UPromise account, or you have student debt, that is the limit.
I mean, if you have student debt, that's like Obama was president when he paid off his student debt.
Yeah. Some of Primes is here. Yeah. Ian. Yeah. Oh, Art, how are you, by the way?
Amy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm good. I'm doing good. I've actually been busy, so I'm trying to put up some things together. That was why I've not really been active like that in this space right now. But then I just have short time to spend with you guys. And then I need to commend you for your good work. I try to go to the metaverse gallery with my other phone, and then it's really nice. It's nice. What you've got is really nice. So you were trying to say maybe I want to talk about my piece or something. I don't get that part well.
I mean, you're here. I just, in the live stream, I just went to your piece of art. And of course, I did something and am now not in the gallery at all. But if you would like to speak about it, the floor is yours.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't really have so much to say to because I actually want to catch some rest and then probably prepare to go to church. It's actually Sunday. Yeah, it's 4:15 a.m. right now. So yeah, we just pin up the piece and then just spoke and then just speak about it. If I'm doing that right now, get the piece pinned up on the jumbo to trying to Okay. Before I shout out to everyone here, I am Elon, IAN Dodge, and what's your name? And IP. How you guys doing? Good to see you guys here again today. Okay, this piece, I actually created this piece just some days after I went to an ad time. I got my wallet ad, and then I felt like what exactly could help me out of this depressed state, because I was kind of depressed, because even if the hacker does not really take a lot of money out of my wallet, at least it took some amount of money. But then I was like, what could help me to get out of this old shit that I put myself into? And then I created 2 art pieces. I titled one Rest, and then I titled one Ecstasy. So it's just showing the beauty of being joyful, even in whatever situation you find yourself. That is what these pieces are really talking about. You see the colorful, the colors on that face is just showing how bright you will be. You can lift up yourself when you actually choose to be happy, even in unfavorable situation that you find yourself. So that is just simply what the piece is talking about. Yeah, so I said I don't really want to talk much. I'm kind of getting weak. I need to catch some guests right now. Sleep. Thank you very much, Amy, Aaron, and I am big. Thank you all, guys.
Good to hear from you.
Yes, please go to bed, Orla. It was always great to hear from you. I'm always delighted to hear you in the space, but I do know that it's like 4 a.m. for you, which is way more ridiculous than the 11:30 p.m. my time. So please have good dreams. I'm really glad that you were able to, I mean, I've told you this before, but it is very devastating when things like your wallet got stolen happen. So I'm really glad that you were able to pick yourself up. Pretty sure I said that right. Yourself up, and then, yeah, and keep creating work, and you're able to move on from that. So I'm just really happy for you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm really happy piece I'm presently working on, but I don't want to share it right now until I'm done. So I'll be leaving you right now. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. Share when you're ready. Have a good night. Bye.
Hello, Amy.
Hi, Ian.
How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. So the first showing, 2 artists showed up and no customers. And then the second one, only James showed up. And so the third one, I was like, fine. All of the people I know are on Twitter. We will just have a Twitter hybrid space thing. And now people have shown up. So I think that is the secret sauce, is to just not use Discord.
Oh yeah, I you know, in my layman's experience here, I think you will find much better traction with drawing people to the space based on Twitter activity than, because realistically there are you know, what you're doing is absolutely amazing, Amy. I can't say enough about your I mean, you're highly intelligent, you're passionate, and you're trying to drive this forward, and I have a puppy barking at the door with no reason to be barking. But, you know, what you're doing is fantastic, and I think it's you are of the sort where you'll fully get it's a matter of working smarter, not harder. And I think that with so many amazing projects in the space, so many amazing artists in the space, so many of those projects and artists have Discord. It is simply not humanly possible for an individual to stay on top of all of the Discord servers, and it is unfortunate because a lot of great stuff winds up slipping through the cracks. And so I think that for you and what you're doing with the band books art, and you can hear the puppy, I'm sure. And for your enterprising nature to be coding the spatial things yourself, it's phenomenal. And so harder work isn't the solution. It is definitely smarter work, and I do believe that traction will be gained through your presence and mindfulness in the appropriate Twitter spaces. I'll pause for a moment to see if I can see what the dog is barking at.
Well, I will take all the compliments, honestly. The reason that I was doing the Discord walkthroughs is because people are paying for this, and at this point I don't even know if people know what they're paying for. They're just supporting like the project. So I want to make sure that like they get the utility, and the utility so far has been like, you know, you get the Discord private walkthrough for this, but if no one's going to show up anyway, I may as well, you know, stream it on Twitch and YouTube, and maybe people won't show up. Like maybe you have to be I mean, it's not like I'm I'm not checking people at the door for ticketing people on Discord, but like basically, you know, if you've paid or you're an artist, you should come and, you know, be a part of like the launch party for each metaverse. That way we can, you know, celebrate it, because it's better to like look at art and have people comment on it together.
Absolutely. Off the top of my head, what has spontaneously occurred to me is with what's happening in the space with Web3, with the open metaverse and that. Do you follow Mintface? I think that with what you're doing with your niche with banned books and so on, and with your aptitude, I think an alignment with the 6529 organization could probably benefit you and what you're doing as well as them, because if you're unfamiliar with them, what they're doing is phenomenal in the way of decentralization and that. But with an organization such as the 6529 organization, they can't do it all. They can't do it all in-house. This is why they wind up with supporting others doing good works in the space, and what you're doing is good work. And so if you I know Mintfaced is a curator of the 6529 galleries. I know there are other individuals that are under his umbrella. I think that what you're doing here would be good for you and good for the artists, to see if there is some symbiosis, some connective potential and mutually beneficial engagement there.
I have not heard of them. I have written this down, and I will try to find that stuff. But if you have it and you want to DM me it, I will also look into it. I am
certainly,
yeah. Obviously, I'm open for collaborations. Trying to I've done the art for artists with Kevin Page this month.
Yes, that is phenomenal. As far as so if you're jotting things down, he has had more meme-based and culturally based posts of late, but Punk6529 is his Twitter handle, and
we love 6529.
Yeah,
I love his content.
Exactly. If you look at it, is most likely that he still has as his pinned comment or pinned tweet a link to various threads that share their perspective on decentralization, and Minface is his handle, but Minfaced with a D at the end is his Twitter handle. He is one of the curators of the 6529 galleries. They also have some notable curators and members in the space: Batsu Pyum, Bonafide Han, and really with what you're doing in the realm of banned books, I do believe that with your passion and your intelligence, looking at what they're doing and looking at what you're trying to accomplish, you may find some really compatible and mutually beneficial things that you could do with their open metaverse and what they're doing with on-cyber galleries that might free your coding time, your learning coding time, to do something that integrates with their open metaverse concept, and you may get to do more of the artist-centric and art-centric and banned books-centric focus. Although, don't get me wrong, I recognize that learning how to code something and actually creating something using code is a wonderful thing. But when you take a step back and raise the altitude from which you're looking at, that kind of alignment may really benefit you. And yeah, my DMs are open to you for any discussion of the sort.
Yes, this is a sort of a project that it would have been very convenient if I had a co-founder, anyone to help me. Any kind of project that has any kind of success, it becomes bigger than just one person. But yeah, I will check them out and I will see how we can collaborate. I will tell Minface that I think that the two of you should have a conversation. He has been patient enough to hear my rambling from time to time, and so that should be at least enough to get your foot in the door to have that conversation, to see if there's something that he and you can maybe do together with. Granted, he is a very busy fellow in New Zealand, if I recall correctly. He may refer you to a form to submit an application, because 6529 has become very large in the last year, and they're doing an awful lot. But yeah, I think to align with the momentum they've got, with the direction that the space is going, it could really, really help you and stand to lift a weight from your shoulders. Because I want to see that what you're doing here just take off, because it's great. Well, yeah, thank you. I'm not unopposed, I'm not opposed to putting banned books art on different metaverses, like basically just copying and pasting, because they do have features that banned books art doesn't. Like, this is a first-person shooter perspective in an art gallery, which is nice because, like, you're looking at art, you don't really need to look at your avatar's butt the whole time.
So I'm going to jump in right now, and I do apologize. I'm too rum and coke in. But with your aptitude for coding, because damn, you've got it. I've seen your spatial galleries, and that is not layman's. You do well, Amy. just to jump in at this point with the purpose of saying that on cyber, being the coding and VR kind of centric creation of the space that you navigate as an avatar. If you go to On Cyber, their Twitter handle, I believe, is just @OnCyber, and that will lead you to their website, which will lead you to their dev portal, which will lead you to information which you have the intelligence and aptitude that you could create your spaces, your 3D spaces for the curation of the pieces that you want to create in a way that integrates seamlessly with what they're doing, and so it could remain with your fingerprint on it, with the feel and look and shape that you want for the showcasing of these pieces, and so you could still be the creator and yet be connected to what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah. What I was saying is, like, I don't mind even creating, because, like, even spatial, I can put my gallery in there, except, like, they expect me to have a floor, so I'd have to, like, put a floor in, which is not, like, a big deal. It's just those little annoying differences that happen. But, like, spatial has, like, we could have a concert in here, like, have a charity concert, or some kind of, like, in the gallery gathering. Like, I was going to put, like, a Zoom integration at some point into Bandbooks Art. That way, when we're having these meetings, like, we can basically have a meeting that is inside of this VR gallery, so that we can share the screen and just visit the gallery together. But I definitely Sorry?
I love the concept.
Yeah, but I do understand that the reason why people go to Decentraland or Isles of Meadow or On Cyber or any of those is basically for the clout of, like, oh, well, I'm in this island and I'm next to this other person and I have, like, this acreage and it's cool, and it's for the traffic and the marketing. So I'm not opposed to this. It's just
Yeah, and I do get that, and I do feel I didn't mean this. I didn't want to come here and start promoting On Cyber and OHM 6529's OHM, but for the sake of making the distinction, I will mention now, Decentraland does have that this is my land, and this is my thing, and come visit my thing. And Decentraland has its centralized way of handling that. I am a layman as far as Decentraland goes. I do, and sure, I could be misguided, I could be a fool, but I fully believe in the 6529 objective of establishing protocols and practices that have a fully decentralized thing. So there isn't land you own. You create your own thing. It's your own. You do it on your own, and they simply create mechanisms through which other people can easily reach what you've created using established protocols, and their objective is to make it truly decentralized, so that it's not like crypto voxels, where there is a particular amount of virtual real estate that you acquire. It is actually, okay, this is my neck of the woods that I've carved out here with my own blood, sweat, and tears, with my own coding on chain and that, and using their mechanisms. Here's how you can reach it. So they don't have a stake in it that is meant to line their pockets. They have their own investors and so on. and so it could really align with your philosophy, I think, to be independent, but in a way that affords the possibility of easy integration with other platforms without being beholden to them, because you can exist with what you create without being reliant on what they have created.
Okay, so that makes more sense. Like, basically, so yeah, a lot, from my impressions, a lot of the reasons why we need to standardize the metaverses is because a lot of them have, like, the avatars, and, like, being able to, like, import people's assets into each metaverse is, like, something that is important. Like, for example, like, for the Isles of Meta, like, they're trying to sell, like, jeeps and boats and stuff so people can travel the worlds faster and stuff like that. So I will look into it, and I'll see how closely I align with it, and I will also see if they have, like, a grant program, because I'm 100% in the market.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. I don't know how hard it is to navigate it, but I know that they do.
Yeah, because, like, I already have a metaverse gallery, but if they want me to, like, if I, if, you know, like, I don't mind being, like, a brand ambassador, developer advocate, trying to just further the space in any way I can. That's my wheelhouse. But yeah, thank you for the recommendation. I've been actually on the live stream circling your piece. I really like how, like, there's the fabric A, and it kind of, I'm not sure if it was intentional, but it kind of looks like death is like in the background, but it's a woman. Is this, I mean, it's AI generated, right? But did you do Photoshop?
Now, do you mean a Grimm setting for one? Which piece do you mean?
Okay, so according to the placard, it is Wild A. And of course it doesn't, I just clicked onto the red thing and it is just to your OpenSea. So I don't think it's on chain.
I do apologize. Is it me that you're speaking to, Amy?
Yes.
You have
Yes, Ian.
So what is the piece? What is the piece that you're talking about?
It is called Wild A apparently, but it is your submission in the gallery, which I can take a screenshot of and put it if you're not looking at the. Yeah.
So. Is that for the Scarlet Letter, or which piece?
Yes.
So the Scarlet Letter piece that is not on chain. That's something that I created for you to use freely as you see fit. I can mint it on Tezos or Ethereum if you wish. You can mint it for your gallery for yourself if you wish. The Scarlet Letter piece that was just something that I made for you, and it has not been minted. Yeah, I did on Tezos because people requested it. I did mint a piece called a Grimm setting for one, which was various digital art formats. It is for the future pieces that I intend to create for release on Ethereum, doing a character study of the Grim Reaper, if you will, as one component in a much larger piece where there are many characters at play, not just the Grim Reaper. So
Yeah, so a few things to unpack here. I just put into the nest the piece that I was talking about.
Hey, I am going to jump. Good night, Amy. I apologize for not getting in on the official tour. That will happen. Ian, I love hearing your voice. We haven't met before, but thank you for gracing the old ears via the AirPod. I'm sure we'll get to hang out in the future. Good night. I'm sure we will talk early next week. Amy? Bye.
Yes. Good night. Thank you for coming, Aaron.
For sure. Sorry for being a little bit late there. As in completely late.
It's fine.
I followed you, Aaron, so that you can DM me if you wish.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Folks.
So yes, Amy, that piece that you've put in the nest, that is not on chain. That's something that I just created. That was a mid-journey piece created in the space where we were discussing the Scarlet Letter. And yes, you're absolutely free to mint that, or I can mint that and gift it to you, or whatever works best for your purposes. That was created for from your space with my typing, and it is for your benefit if it will benefit you.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm jealous because when I do Midjourney and I try to get the letter A, it pretends it doesn't know what the alphabet is. But when you do this,
so to be fair, to maybe help you with that, AI isn't my primary medium. I embraced AI this year, come probably May, as a mechanism by which I could easily do character studies for incorporation of more, it seems weird to say, but more traditional digital art, painting with Adobe Fresco or Illustrator, or doing manipulations through Photoshop on physically prepared pieces and that kind of thing. But Midjourney captured me early, and so I have been an ongoing subscriber. I chose to go the route of I want unlimited hours if they're relaxed, and I want the ability to keep my prompts private, and so I've been a subscriber for several months now. I did get in early on the Dolly front, but with having done at that point thousands of images of Midjourney, I feel like I'm progressing through the layman's territory into apprenticeship and perhaps into journeyman and being I see Midjourney as a very flexible and adaptable tool when you take the time to learn to use it as such, manipulating, using image inputs or using various add-ons to more common prompts in relation to the feel of a piece, or whether you want it to look like it was captured by a 35 millimeter SLR or 70 millimeter IMAX, or a painting by a Renoir, or a blueprint of a dungeon. There is so much to explore in its use as a tool. Midjourney is far more capable than most people seem to have explored with it yet.
Absolutely. I'm kind of like a trash panda when it comes to Midjourney. Like, I've done 12,000 images in 3 months, so I use it all the time, but I don't, like, half the time when I just use like one word and like the test creative, like, it comes out really amazing, and I'm like, well, why would I put in all of this effort? Like, and it's not even that, but like it's like sometimes you put in like the most exact, like, it feels like a legit paragraph, and you're not happy with the output, because like you have, like, I'm happier with Midjourney when I don't have an output in my mind. when I'm just curious about like what do you think Midjourney, and then I'm pleasantly surprised by the output versus like Midjourney, I know you're capable of giving me this one specific thing that's in my mind. Like, just like, it feels like you're wrestling with Midjourney at that point. So like when I give the longer prompts and it's just not what I want, I'm less happy than when I just put like watercolor Bigfoot and it just gives me like a Bigfoot that's in watercolor style. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And actually, I'm fully with you on that. You know, for me, the key with Midjourney has been to provide fairly simple information as to the composition of the piece that you want. You know, one straightforward sentence or statement as to the primary directive, if you will, for a piece, and then comma or graded. Then you add. For me, at least, my approach is I try to capture simply and concisely the nature of a piece, and then I will add in those separated components. Do I want it to be black and white? Do I want it to look like a cyberpunk? Do I want it to be an oil glaze painting? Do I want it to look like Renoir? And more key than many other things is establishing an aspect ratio for it, because /AR 9:16 to make it tall and narrower, but somewhat close to the golden ratio, will evoke more interesting profiles than 16:9. 16:9 might be more relevant for a landscape view or a forest or a castle and this kind of thing. So the aspect ratio, and if you want to add film grain or make it look cinematic or these kinds of things. So really having the primary prompt being pretty simple and then adding elements to it that you want to influence the manifestation of that prompt, that's where I've gained the most mileage.
Thank you. Yeah, ever since you were in that one AI, this one that you gave me this output, and you were like, use aspect ratio more, Amy, and I was like, but we're doing NFTs. NFTs are square, and it's like, no, not necessarily. Like one-on-ones, do whatever. If you're not a PFP, do whatever the heck you want. So, but I do agree with you that because of the way AI works, if you do the aspect ratio, like either longer or wider, depending on like what it is, like if it's a landscape, do it wider. If it's a profile or with a person, do it taller. You have more of a chance of the person's forehead not being sheared off.
Absolutely, and think too of this. Think of the print and framing shop where you've got the opportunity to have 8x10 frames, either portrait or landscape, or 5x7 or 4x6, 11x14, and so on. Cinematic ratios of 16:9 or even 21:9. And when the AI comes to bear in trying to create an image that fits that shape, it makes a huge difference.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, I've been basically, if I don't have aspect ratio, it's because I forgot and I'm immobile. And then I'm like, it's a square and it looks like shit. And I'm like, well, you knew this was going to happen. So you just have to relax in relax mode and wait for it to, because like sometimes like it's amazing, but then like I said before, like a part of their face is cut off and you're like, I wish, or at least I'm like, I wish I could take this output and just have it with aspect ratio and just like redo it, but like with this as this like seed image, but truly, I don't know if that makes sense. It's just like, I want to redo this just with a different aspect ratio.
Well, and you can. I mean, if you don't have access to things like Photoshop and that, there are open source alternatives such as GIMP, GIMP, that is a really full-featured open source image editing package that I used for years. It's really only with the accessibility of Illustrator, Fresco, and it escapes me now, the After Effects. Having so much available in the Adobe suite that has had me subscribe to them for some of the things that I'm creating. But really, GIMP goes a long way, and it'll let you resize the canvas easily, regardless of the platform you're on. Last I checked, and so if you've made something square in 512 by 512, 1024 by 1024, and you want it to be 2048 by 1024, or whatever you want it to be, you can resize the canvas easily. And if you're using Midjourney or DALL-E, you can use those resized canvases to bring AI to bear on expanding into that space that you've added in your resizing if you play with it. I only just today learned that through GitHub, Stable Diffusion, which is really the golden child of the moment as far as AI goes. If you listen to the masses for quality of output, although I may beg to differ with some of the things that I try to create, but you can install from GitHub and get up and running your own Stable Diffusion instance on your local machine, rendering higher resolution pieces, and you can tailor the output on your end without needing to subscribe or pay subscribe per month or pay per prompt, as is the case with DALL-E currently. And really, DALL-E, don't get me wrong, DALL-E it does appear to be quite amazing, but when it comes to me spending $30 to $50 a month on a Midjourney subscription versus spending $15 for 100 and something prompts with DALL-E, well, I know how many prompts it's taken me to become semi-proficient with Midjourney, and the mileage for me personally is with the subscription model, not the per prompt model. Otherwise, I would be eating ramen every day and doing DALL-E prompts.
I could totally imagine myself buying a Linux laptop and just running Stable Diffusion locally because I'm cheap. And by the time, if you're spending $30 a month, after 10 months, you would have bought a laptop worth of Linux laptops. You can get a lot of RAM and stuff for cheaper than a Mac. And if all you're doing is making AI art, you don't really need a Mac.
Well, so I want to point. I apologize. You may not want the spotlight shone on you. But Amy, you really are not common in the space, and I'm trying to be diplomatic. I'm trying not to shine a light on you too brightly, but the very fact that you would have the wherewithal to run a Linux machine for the sake of doing a GitHub installation of things, I fully believe that you would really benefit from using your intellect to leverage. You're clearly highly intelligent, Amy, and that doesn't mean that you need to do everything yourself. You don't get me wrong, you could do everything yourself, hands down, you have the capacity, the ability, the intellect, but for you to make the best go of things with banned books, categorize these things and put some of it onto this will be fun to explore as an intellectual adventure, to create my own this, that, the other thing, because you can go as far as finding on GitHub style GAN XL and any other, a variety of other GAN open source projects that will let you create pieces in various styles, including animations and fly-throughs and But for the sake of the project itself, going with the lower hanging fruit to create some pieces that are meaningful to you, but while still embracing those other artists that you're bringing into the fold with your gallery curation and creation. I do think that a letting go of doing it all yourself will help you, the project, and the artists tremendously in the long run. If you leverage what other people are doing, and then take a jump ahead a few steps, then give your intellect and creative ability the room to breathe with the few steps that you've gained, and then having that Linux installation and that whatever the flavor of the moment of open source AI art creation packaging is, because it's going to evolve rapidly. We're at that stage now. The heated debate about what is art. Is AI art? Is an AI artist an artist? And so on. These things are because the technology is evolving super rapidly, and you don't need to be in the thick of that with what you're doing. You can watch where it goes and leverage whatever is beneficial for you in the project at the moment, and by association the artists. That doesn't mean that you need to be the one that is creating code modifications for a GAN or Stable Diffusion and so on, because I do believe, I don't have any doubt that you're capable of doing those things. But for your larger picture at hand, I think that your time is better spent with more attention on that bigger picture.
Okay, so first of all, I wasn't saying I have the time for it, but I'm telling you that, my Mac, with all of those things I do with the metaverse, does not have enough RAM to do these models. But, so, I don't know if you were here with Aaron when he was pitching his product, but it's called text-to-image.io, and it's based off of Stable Diffusion. It's built off of it, and since I'm an employee of his, I actually get, free forever usage, so I don't have to worry about DALL-E and pay. Personally, that is one of the benefits of working for his company, and so since I'm getting paid in only equity, I'm going to be doing that a lot, and I'm also going to be starting with the AI artathons that I do. I'm going to start using his tool as well, just to start advertising it a little bit. But
and that was text2art.io.
Text to image.
Oh, to image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll put you down and have you on a speaker to image.io.
So yeah, right now it's free. It's going to be a subscription model for when he implements the pricing. You'll get the details, but yeah, I like Midjourney because I don't have to, when when I have the time and I'm being creative in my own space and relaxing, I have the time and I can be the wordsmith that I want. But like during the AI Artathon, when I'm trying to do like an image a minute, it's really nice that it has like preset style like opinionations that like they're workable pieces of art that I can just stick in weird places in my metaverse. So like I appreciate that it has a lower threshold for like a nice looking output.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and I will have to leave soon, unfortunately. But I guess what I've been doing in a roundabout way is, I've been in many, Amy, and you are incredibly intelligent. And I want to see you succeed because I have no doubt that you have benevolent, altruistic intent in mind. Personal success would be great because then you can pay the bills. But your approach to things, your showcasing of the artists over the times that I've been in your spaces is unquestionably clear. You are dedicated to this, and I want to see you succeed. And so my suggestions are purely based on that. I think that I think that if you had the freedom financially to do so, and you're tasked with, well, we need you to study neuroscience to become a surgeon, you probably could handle that. You have the intellect for it. So I appreciate your relationship with your employer, and really that sounds like a phenomenal one, and exploring what that is offering with text to image, that could catapult you if you are able to embrace it and use it as a tool similar to Midjourney or DALL-E or Stable Diffusion, or any of the others, Style GAN XL and so on and so forth, because there are so many that are vying, and this is really key. So many of these different teams are doing fantastic work, but they're all vying for, well, they're not even vying for it. They're trying to do the best they can at what they're trying to accomplish, and they wind up in the public eye vying for the spotlight, and one or the other comes into favor at the moment as the ability to perform the manifestation of an image of a certain sort stands head and shoulders above the rest, and that will change time and time again over the months that ensue.
All right, so I actually wanted to touch on this whole, like, Amy, you don't have to do everything yourself, and please find partners and things like that. I'm going to spend some time this month, early in the month. I'm going to try to figure out how to make NFT tickets that involve, like, when the artist gives me their art to showcase, I will make a ticket of that within, like, inside of my metaverse, and then if the artists themselves can sell that ticket, then the artist, myself, and the charity all get the profit. Like, it'll be split between the charity and us, and that way each artist is responsible for promotion. They're incentivized to promote, and I don't want to, like, I think it's a good idea. I just need to figure out how to do that with, like, splitting everything.
Well, and to that, I was invited on Tezos to a rock anthem project with some I think there are 22 artists, some traditional media, some digital, some photographers, some AI artists, and the approach they've taken is that all of the art is going into the project pool, but each artist is added to the royalty payout, so that everyone benefits from everyone's sales equally, and no particular artist is favored, and everyone is on board of this because it elevates everyone equally. In your case, you know, if I was to donate a piece to you, I would want the primary sales to benefit you and the charity, because I've been involved in the charity space for half a dozen years full on, and charities matter to me, and what you're doing matters to me, and so anything like that Scarlet Letter piece that I say, when I say you can mint it, I mean it. You know, I would be happy for you to simply say that Ian has donated this piece and it benefits banned books and X charity. You know, I when it comes right down to it, I don't even need credit as the artist. I would be satisfied with it just benefiting what you're doing and the charity. Given the choice, sure, say I created the art, but when I say you can use this, I mean it. And so those pieces I DM'd you for Grimm's Fairy Tales, if you want to mint any of all of it, as the first ones weren't particularly great, that was just the first kick at the cat. You are welcome to mint any of those on any chain you like, and with the idea that I'm doing so for it to benefit you and any charity you're choosing to support. I would appreciate if you said, hey, Ian created this and it's for us. I don't need any monetary compensation for it, and I don't actually need any recognition as an artist, because that's something that I'm slow to embrace.
Well, first of all, yes, if I do mint it, it'll be a part of like the AI Artathon NFTs, and it will definitely go in the description. Like, this was created like by Ian, some of Prime's during this, and like here's his OpenSea. Like the other thing with so I don't come at this as an artist, so a lot of artists have been like, well, yeah, but like 100% of it can go to the charity, and I'm like, please stop being so altruistic so that we can have this benefit everybody. Like, yes, I get it. We're gonna give 80% to the charity, but I don't mind giving a like of the 20% that is left over, like giving you 1% or so. Like, even if it's like 2 pennies, like I you know, like you promoted it, and yeah, sure, it's like almost like all 18 decimals of the ETH of that you got, but like it's something, you know.
Well, and yeah, and that is hard to argue with reasonably, rationally and reasonably. You know, there is a Womenverse thing that I'm donating a piece to, and their primary interest is on what they get on the primary sale. And they wanted me to set a 25% royalty, and that's what I would enjoy for remuneration. That's why, well, I don't actually need that, and so I think we've settled on they will get the primary sale, and I will set a 10% royalty, and any primary secondary sales, 10% is what I'll get of the movement of any pieces. And you know, everyone has their what you're saying with wanting everyone to benefit. I can't argue with that, because that's been a strong motivator for me in the altruistic things that I'm trying to accomplish for planet and so on. So yeah, I get it, and I guess setting an artist as the royalty receiver and receiving from primary, that is one way of addressing it, but there are multiple ways of approaching that.
Yeah, I mean, my preferred would just be like the primary and the royalties, like the same percentage goes to everybody, no matter what. Like, you know, like 80% of it goes to the charity at the primary sale, but like of the 10%, 80% of the 10% would also go to the charity. That way, like, we're still benefiting the charity and people are still getting, because there's different, like, yeah.
You know, that works. That actually aligns with what I've wound up doing, because along the line, I don't know if you're planning on releasing this space publicly. I see you're recording it, but you know, my primary focus in the day-to-day is on environment and carbon capture and reforestation and oceans and reefs and biodiversity loss and that kind of thing. And along the way, while I was hurry up and wait for different administrative things to be done, I wound up starting a coffee company that has been distributing coffee in the US now for, well, I guess it's coming up for 2 years, and the mandate through, well, it signed on to committing to a minimum of 10% of gross sales going to charity. And over the course of the past, we're in September now, so over the course of the past 20 months, it's found its way to donating 20% of gross to charity, which leaves the operation itself for operating expenses, because I don't draw a salary. It leaves less than 5% to the operation itself, and hey, if it ever catches on, then with economies of scale, the operation itself will wind up only needing about 1.5%, and the amount to charity will climb to, I think I calculated the cap. I don't have the numbers in front of me because it's off the top of my head. It'll get close to 35%. Through people just buying coffee that they would buy anyway at the same price they would pay, and there's no middleman that needs to line their pockets, just acting as a wholesaler reseller. And so what you're doing, there is definitely room for the artist and the charity and banned books there's plenty of room when profiteering and greed aren't on the table.
Okay. Well, okay, so Ian, I understand that you have to go soon. Petey, welcome to the stage. Every time you mention your coffee thing, Ian, I'm like, the very first metaverse that I did, I offered coffee for the $125 range, and I would really love to be able to do that again, like custom branded coffee, but it was just a pain in the butt the first time that I was like, no physical goods, none. We'll have a shop.
So if you want to do something in that realm, I can do it with you. It won't be custom branded, because custom branded typically costs thousands of dollars for tooling and labeling. But if people want to get something from an established and good roaster with ethical practices, you know, I can do things with you at cost, where 20% of the cost of the retail cost of the coffee goes to the charity, and it's provided to anyone that's on board with what you're doing. And yeah, I've already figured that out, and it would just be a matter of creating maybe a banned books coupon code. That would make it possible. Yeah, I'm fully open to doing that with you.
A banned books coupon code would be amazing. I'll just put it in the emails that I send out once a month to people with my official partnerships. So, yeah, figure out what you want. If it's, if you want to tie it to certain percentages, or if it just everybody that buys a ticket. Yes, 1,000% yes.
Yeah. So really, I'm sorry, Petey, just because I'm really getting to the end of my day here. It's past 1 a.m. Please, Amy, approach me next week. Prompt me. I'll have someone create the banned books code. They can get their coffee at that we offer at the same price that the roaster offers it at, and 20% of what they pay will go to whatever charity you are specifying for the moment. Really, the crux of things is that it does need to be transparent. It needs to be communicated to the people when they're buying the coffee that it would be going to whatever charity you are featuring at the moment, so that there are no surprises. Because it can benefit water.org or sameU.org, these national or international organizations, just the same as it can benefit someone's Scout or Girl Guide troop with a dozen people, a dozen families that are coffee drinkers that want to support their troop and have the profit from their coffee drinking go to that instead of into someone's pocket. But yeah, follow up with me next week. I'll ensure that code has been created, and then you can just use it however you see fit. Any of that 20% will be directed to you, so that you can, or directed to the charity that you indicate, but it needs to simply be indicated to the people that might use that code that it is for the benefit of the charity of the moment, championed by the banned books label, if you will.
Okay, yes, and I know you're at your end of the day, but I looked at, because I have a list of what books I'm doing next, and next year, right after we do the theme redux, I'm going to do the Little Black Fish, and it's going to be an environmental themed metaverse. So I think you'll be 100% on board with that.
Definitely, and really, I mean, I had them adopt a coupon code approach rather than a cause by cause approach, because it was the most cost effective and beneficial to the charities. You can have umpteen different codes through what I'm doing, and we could just make an arrangement that 20% goes to whatever cause is associated with the feature of the month, and 1% goes to you, or 15% goes to the cause, and 6% goes to you. We can sort out something that it can exist on an ongoing basis that makes it simpler, without having to check in. I mean, on my end, it's very easy to just send funds to you, but if on the gallery viewer end of things, if they want to be a subscriber to support that cause that was featured in that month, then maybe that's the way that we do it. But I should step down. I will still listen, but we should give Petey a chance to say hi. Hi, Petey.
Hello. No, y'all can finish your conversation. It's okay. I have a lot of time. You guys go ahead.
You're very kind. I appreciate it. I have my children half of the time, and at the moment one of my children is at a sleepover with the friends. So I have my youngest here at the moment, and currently sleeping, and I'm at the point now in the day where I should probably think about sleeping myself, but Amy, her energy and her spaces and her purpose, they do bring me in, and with good cause.
And I hardly ever get you to myself, Ian. Like, we're always in, like, actual chill spaces together and not, like, chill spaces. So it's always great to be able to, like, actually talk to you.
Fair enough. So here's your chance to ask or say anything you like.
Gosh, I don't want to miss my chance over here. But yeah, just thank you so much for coming in. I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna need to start not buying tickets, but making NFT tickets that are like, hey, like, you can buy, like, the ticket for this current charity, or you can buy one from the past and it'll go to, that charity instead. Stuff. So, like, if we have coupon codes for individual metaverses, I'll just include it in, like, the metadata. And
right. And I mean, this approach to things. Sorry, my tongue is. I'm tired enough that my tongue has stopped working effectively. But if you look at Project Exiles as the actually, I don't think it's plural. Project Exile as a hashtag on Twitter. You'll see the project that has been launched with rock anthems as the feature with those 22 artists, and I haven't been able to tune into what's happening in the space over the last 20 hours or so. There will be a spatial gallery that is unveiled. It may have already been unveiled, and the approach that was being discussed was that on Tezos, because it's all Tezos themed for this project, on Tezos a ticket would be issued to people free of charge for admission to the gallery, for viewing the pieces that had been submitted by the various artists. And so there are plenty of opportunities. So you'll wind up. You may have noticed over the past 4 to 8 weeks that the incidence of free plus gas open editions has become a thing, and really used wisely. This can be a fantastic way to get people engaged, because whether you're on Tezos or even on Ethereum or Polygon or what have you, the cost of gas for most people in the space is quite manageable at the moment. And so if that's the only cost that they're bearing, and that's the price of admission, and really for the sake of hosting a gallery, it might not even be, it might not be token gated. It might be, come to this, have your ticket, and anyone who's holding a ticket gets a bonus from whatever artist or artists after the fact. There are many opportunities, there are many approaches to things that can be structured, and so you don't need a highly technically advanced approach to things. You just need a strategic one.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying that, where I'm like, I want to partner with people where it's things like, coupon codes, or like if you own like my mint NFT, like you get a discount on the floor price, or like, I don't know, something where it's like, as a collective, we can all, like, basically, if someone owns one of Petey's NFTs, like, they could have a discount on buying or like they can get free admission to my art gallery. And that's something that I can do. And it helps add utility to Petey, and it helps people get people in the door for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have a canine and a child that is restless to attend to. My takeaway at the moment is that I believe that you would be best served by me trying to facilitate an introduction to Midface and getting you involved in that, at least to explore whether there is a compatibility there, to try and have what you're doing reach the next level so that you can do so more freely and with higher momentum. And so that is what I will aim to do tomorrow. I do need to step off stage. I can hear it in my voice. I can feel it in my body. I am rapidly losing steam. Petey, your patience is exemplary. Amy, you're a wonderful soul. I will leave the rest of the space to the two of you, and I hope that you have a wonderful night. I'll give you the chance to say goodnight to Amy in case there's anything that you would like to say or ask before I leave the space.
Good night, Ian. I'm sorry, you've been for like almost an hour, like, I need to go to bed, and I just keep talking to you. So, it's like, yeah, it's like a, yeah.
You are wonderful. That's why I've stayed here, otherwise I would have just gone.
Yeah, so we will catch up on DMs. I really want to meet these people. I'm really trying not to get in the way of my own bag over here. Like, you know, because like once you commit to doing something, you have to do it. And I've been doing it for 4 months. This particular metaverse, I think I realized it when I was first scheduling it, but like there was 9 less days between this one and me making my last one, and 9 days, like, yeah, I needed those 9 days. This has been very stressful.
My God, Amy, talk about stressful. I mean, looking at the scheduling of this in particular, to see that you were, if I didn't misread it, you were doing this 3 times today. That is exemplary and ambitious and bold. Good Lord. You know, you with that kind of self-scheduling, you don't afford yourself much time for decompression.
Yeah, well, I'm like, tomorrow I'm sleeping. I don't give a shit. I'm not even gonna go on my computer. I'm gonna recover next week, and I'm going to really try to get collaborations from artists, and then I'm gonna start up again to, you know, start doing the metaverses. But yeah, you're correct. But
Okay.
like, yeah,
all right. I'm
yeah.
a little more relieved now.
Yeah.
And Petey, I have followed you with the intent of diving down the rabbit hole of who you are and what you're doing after I've slept. The people to me here matter. You know, there's a whopping 3 of us in this room. If it was about numbers, well, you know, that I wouldn't be here. That's not me. Amy, please, you need to make sure you make that time for yourself. And hearing that you're going to take tomorrow to rest, that kind of thing is necessary. You can only burn the candle at both ends for so long, and until you get to the point where you run out of the juice and you're forced to take a rest, whether you would like to or not. So yeah, have tomorrow as a day of rest, please, at the very least, and DM me as you see fit. It may take me a day to respond, but I will respond. You know that. I get to it. And love to you both. And I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
I'm afraid to say anything before you get off the stage in case I keep you longer. But yes, Ian, we'll talk later. Please go to sleep. And you're wonderful people. And I tend to like, so on my other account, I have my Friday spaces. And it's called We Win Weekly. And we just celebrate the wins we had for the week. and people, like, it's never full, but people just roll in, and then we wind up going until midnight because it's like a chill space, except only like 2 people, like, people just wander in, and then we go, and that was like today, except like we did the metaverse, and then, you know, people roll in and out. And so, Petey, how are you? How's your mom?
She's doing awesome. I'm fine. Today was a busy day. I was doing a lot of home improvements. But yeah, it's been awesome. My mom, she's telling everybody her story about officially getting diagnosed with vertigo, and she needs to get like a brain scan, and I don't know. It's a bunch of stuff that she's all taking it all in, and she tells us everything bits by bits. So it's like my sister knows something that I don't, but I know something that she doesn't. Like, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I think we've hit the secret sauce for this whole doing metaverse walkthroughs, and it is literally being on everywhere all the time.
I know. I'm on Twitch right now, and I'm looking at everything, and everything looks awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure because, like, I never go onto other things like Twitch or YouTube while I'm in Twitter. Like, I have an Android. It would not allow me to do that, but not even gonna lie. So I'm glad that people have been able to use Twitch and YouTube to, you know, see the gallery while we're talking, using this as like the background, a visual appeal while we're talking. So
I know, and I love how Ian was talking to you and your cat appeared out of nowhere.
She's literally never done that before. She's literally never gone on that windowsill before. And I wanted to take my camera and just like started taking pictures, but I didn't want to get kicked off of the space because I would have to explain that my cat was doing something dumb. And I was like, fine, but if you get injured doing that, I'm not taking you to the vet. Which is a lie. I would definitely take her to the vet. But like, what are you doing on the windowsill, sweetheart? That's not where cats go. So I was like, maybe someone will see this at some point. Yeah, so it's on Twitch. I don't think Twitch does, like, they don't keep videos afterwards, but it's also on YouTube. So eventually when I get popular, someone might rewatch this at some point. And I have it on I have it on QuickTime so that like the first time it recorded me and all the audio, but it didn't change, like it wasn't my browser, like it was my window, but it didn't update, like like it didn't show any of the art. It just showed like the pillars the entire time, and I was like, fine, YouTube, I will re-upload this from my local copy. So I'm resting tomorrow, but I'm also just going to go through all of the promo videos that I've made and just like publish them all in the same day and be like, I'm sorry, YouTube algorithm, it's just the way it's going.
But everything looks wonderful though. Like, I have to admit, it's amazing. It's just, wow. I love it.
Yeah, I was a little concerned. Like, we went through several iterations of what the moral wilderness was or is. No one can tell that the pathway is actually a very poorly drawn uterus. That's what happens when I freehand, when I do art.
Is that what that is? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it has.
That's awesome.
It has it curls at the end, and then you have the thing, and then it had to be wider because it had to accommodate the A's, but then it comes here and it dips, and then so that's what it is. You can't tell because
you're on it, yeah.
But Maybe someday I will show you all like an overhead view with everything already in it, and you'll be like, that still doesn't look like a uterus, Amy. And I'll be like, I know, that's why I'm not like advertising it. But I tried, okay? I actually had like a picture of like a clip art of it up when I was trying to make it myself. And so like this is my poorly drawn if you were wondering, no one wondered. Absolutely no one was wondering why there's this like pink walkway besides like kind of guiding people like where they're supposed to go and how they're supposed to navigate this whole thing. So yeah, and then the middle part, it forms an A if you look at it for the bird's eye view. And then
oh, I see. Okay.
And then each of these are like caged in an A. And then this is the first time I've actually implemented animations in a gallery. So we just have a bunch of stigmas and AI art from the stigma talk. And then quotes from people from the space from the AI artathon that you told your entire story at.
Oh, I see.
And it's just, stigmas. Because people have made the comment in the past of like, so I've heard your theme, and I get the theme, but when I come to the gallery, it's basically just a bunch of pictures. And I'm like, that's almost the point of it. like, there's nothing to be afraid of. It is literally just art. But also, maybe just a little more obvious with the themes and stuff. So, I get a little seasick in this room, though, not gonna lie. So.
It's awesome. I honestly love it. Like, it's very interesting. I would have never thought of this myself. But just, wow. Like, it's great.
Yeah, it's like all the thoughts that are flying through my head. And I this was my first attempt at this, because I wanted to check if, like, the 2-to-1 aspect ratio would actually work for Sky, but I super love that, like, this looks nothing like the picture when it's in 2D, but, like, I super enjoy, like, of course there's, like, a huge opaque triangle, but basically, like, if you're looking at the ground and you go through the gallery, like, you can see the man through the entire gallery. So he's, like, orchestrating the whole thing.
It's awesome.
So I'm like, why would you not make the floor opaque? It's like, well, because there's a man down there. And yeah, look. I spent a lot of time with this gallery, so
yeah, it's your baby. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And I was like, so in a world where we could randomize everything, I've just made a bunch of pyramids in the sky. I see how it is. But basically, as the creator, I can be as dismissive as possible, as, everyone's like that with their own artwork, though. But I'll take all the compliments, because this did take a lot of creative energy. And when you are not sure that, like, your vision will be understood, it's very stressful. So.
Well, I feel like you're Picasso, During his generation, people didn't really understand him. So, in the future, you will be Picasso.
Yeah, well, in the future, hopefully, this will be an entire, like, brand. And people will know about me and all the artists that you know, we're the early adopters, and they'll be like, wow, look at how the moral wilderness got, you know, embedded in the face. And I'll be like, yes, that was definitely on purpose and not on by chance.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
It was definitely something that I saw, and then I was like, actually, it's fine. We can make this part of the story and then get on with our lives. So, but I was trying to show you your pieces of work, which are all over the gallery.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I know.
Yeah.
I hope no one gets jealous.
Well, I think I really did get you down to 4. There was just so many.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in the future, if you want to use any other ones, I sent you the Google Drive of a project, basically.
Yeah, so like my favorite artists are the ones that just give me their OpenSea or whatever they're selling on, and they're just like, use whatever, because I will definitely use whatever. Trying to I should probably not have that facing the camera doing my password. Also, it always takes me like 17 tries to do that. Okay, so this story is when I first moved up to DC, I didn't have the internet yet. So I was on my phone and I needed to do my hair. It was my first day of work and I needed to do my hair in a certain way, but I didn't have another mirror, so I was trying to use my phone as like a mirror, but then it wouldn't accept, and I had a fingerprint as like my ID thing, and it wouldn't accept my fingerprint, and then it factory reset, and I didn't have the information on where I was supposed to go for my first day of work, so I had to like go downstairs and find like the community computers. It was like a huge thing. So then I went home, like after factory reset, I was like, we're never doing like finger ID on a phone ever again. We're just gonna have the longest password ever. So that's what we do. We have the longest passwords on the phones that take 17 tries to unlock my phone.
Well, I have an iPhone, and I used to work at Best Buy, and I was the mobile consultant, so I would sell cell phones. So I'm a big, like, cell phone, smartphone techie, so I not that I'm trying to brag that I don't have those problems, but I've kind of accepted all of that technology. So I use like the face thing. Oh my god, the cat! That's so pretty. Long ass tail. Oh my goodness. Yes, the what is it? The face capture, all of that stuff. Like I use it every day.
Yeah. It's not helpful when I'm on mute, but yes, she is angry at me because I drank my water. How dare I drink almost all of it? If I wasn't on the doing streaming, I would definitely just get her more water instead of whatever she's doing right now. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh no, I wasn't apologizing to you. I was apologizing to my cat. But, yeah, she, it's that time of the night where she likes to bite my feet to get her treats. But I think she might just be angry at me for, drinking water. Let me get OBS out so that I can figure out. There we go. Hello, kitty. We have concluded the metaverse and we were just shilling the cat. I have my YouTuber contraption thing up here because my wrist started hurting today. And I figured instead of... I always get, like... You can hear me clearly, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I always think that this is too far away. So I, like, pick up my phone and I just have it, like, in my face. But I'm in so many spaces that I'm pretty sure my wrists are, like, absolutely the F not. So we're going to try to use this when I'm sitting on the couch at night and in the middle of the day to just have it up and, you know, close to my face so that I can not have a wrist that hurts all the time because I enjoy being pain-free.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's pretty smart, because I was thinking of when I was going to do the Twitch thing and the YouTube thing, I was going to make sure that the window that I was using for the Android emulator, where I get to capture Twitter and I get to speak to all of you, I was going to use that as the front for basically like how I get to see your gallery. Well, what you would see is like everybody there in the Twitter space. That's what I was thinking of doing. I still don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I caught all of that, but it's on my roadmap. I don't know if anybody knows that I have a roadmap on my website, but integration with Zoom for this, because it's like a first person deal, but like it would be really nice if, you know, you could have someone that just basically do the walkthrough just with your friends. And just, you know, talk directly through the website and not be on like Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, OBS.
Right.
All of the places apparently, except for, I guess I could do a fireside chat too, just like do literally all of the things. I don't mind. This is kind of hacky, but like whatever, it's fine. Yeah. But
okay, so I had a question. When it comes to collaborations, what exactly are you looking for?
So that's a good question. It would be convenient if okay, so what I'm expecting, like minimally versus like what I would like ideally, is very different. So like minimally, like sure, like give me your work, like put in the Google Drive and I will display your work, but I would think that it would be implied and intuitive to say like, okay, well, if your work is being displayed in my art gallery, you should probably mention that you're in the collaboration, like to your audience, if that's in a Twitter space, or if it's just retweeting, or if it's, you know, to friends and family, telling people like on whatever's not Twitter. Like, I would have appreciated that. And some people do that. And, you know, acknowledging people, like, when you're in the speaker spot. Like, I happen to not be in the speaker spot would be nice. But, like, I just think that, like, for example, I'm going to try to, like I told Ian, like, make... For example, like, this is yours. If I have this in my metaverse, basically like a screenshot like this, and it said, like, Scarlet Letter opening September 17th, and I minted it and gave it to you for free. But then, like, you got a percentage, and the charity gets a percentage, and Bambooks Art gets a percentage. Like, I would appreciate it if you would try to sell it. That way we can get more people attending the gallery. And, you know, like, just start to build the brand. I'm not, like, for example, like, Zeller goes above and beyond, where she's actually asked me for video clips and has made promos for me. which is super nice. And I'm not expecting everyone to have like that level of collaboration, but like that earns my eternal gratitude. Like I made her spatial gallery for her last month, so like it goes both ways. So like collaborations should have an effort on both parts.
Of course. Okay.
Like I don't know, like I'm not yeah, and I'm not frustrated with anyone. I'm not like frustrated with the process. Like I understand it's going to take time. Like I didn't come to Twitter with 10,000 followers. Like I haven't been an art person for 10 years and then started this project. Like I started with 0 followers doing this project. So it will be popular someday. And if like me being happy about that makes me seem like hippie-ish, like I don't care. Like I'm refuse to be like unhappy or like I am just really appreciative of what happens, like what is happening right now. That doesn't mean that I don't have plans for the future and I'm not like trying to make it more sustainable for myself or trying to expand like what this even means, but it does mean that I understand that like it is what it is right now. So
okay, because when you were talking about collaborations, I was thinking about, well, I mean, I can definitely do art for you, and I have no problem because I'm doing art for Pony. So with you, I was thinking of making like 2D little like a book but an angle, and like having multiple variations of it, right? And basically just having the printed banned books on it, right? So if you wanted, you can sell those as like tickets, right? And whoever has that has access to your show. So
yeah.
So I can definitely do that for you. And whenever Super Coaster comes out, whenever it decides to come out, you can definitely sell that. And you can, I mean, I'm not asking anything in return, right? I'm just like, you can totally do it for yourself and use all that profit for either your game or for charity. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to Ian, that like, the people, artists, you all are amazing. I appreciate all of you. But like Web3 is about ownership. So if I'm not paying you to do this, then like you need some kind of an ownership so that like you can get rewarded and ownership in some way. Even if it's like 1% goes to you, like something super minuscule. Even that much, it shows that it's basically an altruistic move on your part, but like also I'm not like commissioning art. It just feels squeaky to me to be like, I want your art, I want you to spend hours on this, but I'm not going to pay you. And it's like, what are you talking about? And like I will own that I was under when I made my corporation, I thought that I could just convert it to be a nonprofit at any time. So then like I would be a charity. But no, like you have to create like a whole new charity. So like I didn't really want to spend an extra $600 to do that, but like maybe in the new year I will figure out a name for it and then like sell Banned Books art to that, and then it'll just be like I am a nonprofit, so if you do an in-kind donation, then like you can get the tax write-off.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But like when it comes to me, like anything you want to give, like even if it's a penny, yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Same thing I told Pony, like the project is cool. I mean, the only thing that for me, I don't see it as a monetary gain. For me, it's like I share this with you, people get to know and buy it from you, and then if they ask where does it come from, you refer them to me, and that's it. Like that's basically how I see it, right? Like that's my, like, I guess, profit. But no, I totally understand on your side. And yeah, like, I'll start on it right now, and I'll show you some on Monday, because I know tomorrow you're going to be on your day off. And yeah, see from where that goes.
Yeah, like, I super appreciate it, and, like, I don't regret the Voxel X partnership. I actually were, like, on literally all the things. I don't regret the partnership. I think once Supercluster is out, I will, like, reevaluate, like, how beneficial it is, and how much time should, like, maybe I'm not, using the partnership to the fullest potential. So maybe I should be looking to actually get more involved with people in the partnership. But I do not regret it, because I met you and I met Lorenz, and you're both, like, the type of people that I want to hang out with. So, like,
Thank you.
Yeah. If that makes sense, like, everything you do in life, like, you wind up, like, one or two people that you wind up friends with, and, yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to the partnership, I feel kind of the same way. Voxel is a great community, but I do see that they put a lot of emphasis on big name projects, and they have every right to do so, And the only thing that I tell or I talk about sometimes in the spaces is that they'll talk about all the big projects, and then they're like, of course, we also have our creative partners, and it always feels like we're an afterthought, And I just wish they would, like, stop saying those kinds of things, because it doesn't, like, you want to stray away from being OpenSea, but yet you say those kinds of things, and it sounds like you're being OpenSea all over again. But of course it's not that way, because they're very open about, the way they do things, and, Supercluster is coming soon, so, yeah.
I mean, the merge happened, but they were waiting for the other thing, the
announcement. Yeah. I thought the announcement was going to happen soon, but I think what they were waiting for was a big pump for Ethereum for some reason, and it didn't happen. So I don't know. And I don't even know what's the exchange that's going to announce it, which is even more like mysterious, like I have no idea.
Yeah. So Sunday, I figured at this point, I will figure out how to mint on a different platform. That way, when Supercluster figures out whether it wants to be out in the open or not, I won't be like, okay, well, I have a smart contract. How do I even hook this up? Or, like, do I have to submit a new contract every time I want to add a person to the split? Because that can get expensive.
Yeah.
I just don't think that my use case is that complicated, or, like, it should not be that complicated. Like,
yeah.
I collaborated with these artists, and I want to split it, 4 ways with a certain percentage from the primary sale and the royalties, but, like, OpenSea only does, well, I was looking at it, and it's when you do the creator royalties, it is actually both the primary sale and the royalty.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. 'Cause, like, I absolutely shouldn't be saying anything, but here, let me stop the stream.